Hello and Assalamualaikum to you and the others who are currently watching this video. Welcome back to my video learning session, or I call it as video classroom. In this video classroom, mostly I will discuss about the topic related to logistic, transportation and also supply chain. Actually, this is a small initiative. It's just a small initiative from my side to share knowledge to all of you guys who are going to be a future logistician or future supply chain practitioner on the topic related to logistic and supply chain. Not to forget transportation as well. My name is Muhammad Azamdin, and today in this class I shall discuss on the topic again about introduction to shipping containers, but this is part 2. Introduction to shipping containers part 2. Even though this is just a short video, I hope it will give for you guys a knowledge about different types of shipping containers that is available in the market. Let's go and have a look. In this second part of introduction to shipping containers, I shall discuss on the type of containers. As for your information, there are many types of containers which you often see on a container truck. Remember that in the first part of this of the video, which I have discussed about the characteristic of the container. As we know, there are two basic sizes of the container, which is the 20 footers and also the 40 footer. Whereas there are many different types of containers, but the size of container remain the same, either 20 foot or 40 foot. The type of container which I shall discuss in today's video classroom consists of: number 1, the general purpose container; number 2, the open top container; number 3, the high cube container; number 4, the ISO tank; number 5, the reefer; and number 6, the flat rack. These are 6 types of containers which I shall discuss further in today's video classroom. Now, let us look at the first type of container. This is the general purpose container, or we call it as GP. It is a standard steel box with the size either 20 footer or 40 footer. The GP containers is suitable for all kind of cargoes, such as electronic products, garments, fast moving consumer goods, and any other general purpose products. In other words, this container is suitable for all those retailing products. So, how to load cargoes into this general purpose container? Well, it is very simple, very easy. We just need to open the door of the GP containers, and then we begin to store and arrange our cargo inside the container nicely and tightly. This is because we want minimum movement of our cargoes inside the container, especially during the sea voyage. Any movement in the containers might damage our cargoes during the movement of goods. After finish loading, We close the door. We seal the container doors with a container seal. Then the container is ready to move out from our premise on the journey going to our client premise. This is the second type of shipping containers. This container is called open top containers. For me, I call this container as OT. Why it is called an open top container? A good question here. The reason it's been called an open top because this container does not have any shielding on top of it. The top side of this container is totally open. The ceiling or the top side of this container usually covered with tarpaulin canvas. The tarpaulin canvas is attached to a hook at the containers. This OT container is suitable to load cargo which is over height. Most of these cargoes are industrial production items. Some examples of the cargoes are bent pipe for oil and gas, and also tires for tractors, which I have put in the picture here. As the top side is open, cargoes can be loaded into this container with the assistance of a crane, usually mobile crane. With the assistance of mobile crane, we can lift the cargo and put it inside the open top containers. The open top containers also have a door like a normal GP containers. We could enter this container through the door itself, and this makes us easy and convenient for us to do the loading, the securing of cargo, and also when we're going to discharge the cargo as well. The third type of container which are we going to look at is the high cube container. I call this container, the high cube container, as HC. H representing high, C representing cube. The HC container is similar like any other GP containers. The only differences between HC and GP is that the HC, the high cube, has one fixed 1 feet height extra compared to the GP containers. The high cube height is at 9 feet, whereas the width and the length of the container is remain the same like any other standard container. So, what cargo is suitable for this type of container? The HC container is suitable for any cargoes which we could load inside a GP container. It could be electrical goods, fast-moving consumer goods, or any general purpose good. The only advantage of this high cube container is that the extra 1 feet that it has. With this extra 1 feet, we could have an extra volume of cargo to be loaded inside this container, as long as it's still within the weight limitation. The high cube give an extra cubic meters. For example, the 40-footer high cube provide 64 cubic meters, whereas the 40-footer general purpose container only provide 56 cubic meter. Here is another unique an interesting container in the market. The name of this container is ISO-tank container or tank containers. The acronym ISO stands for International Organization for Standardization. So this tank has been created and it was standardized by International Organization for Standardization. The purpose of ISO tank, I call it, or ISO tank, is to contain liquid-based cargo in a small quantities. Therefore, if we're going to deliver cargoes in a small quantities, we could use ISO tank. However, if we have a large quantities of liquid cargoes, we should use ocean tanker. This ISO tank container is suitable for liquid-based cargoes such as chemicals or oil products. These liquid cargoes could either be hazardous or non-hazardous. So, how do we load liquid cargoes into these ISO tank containers? So, to load the cargoes is we have to pump the liquids into these containers. One is full, we have to stop the pumping and close the containers. This is the 5th types of container which I shall discuss in this class. The container is in white colors. This white color container is called as a reefer. A reefer container usually is referred to as a temperature control container, which enable us to maintain or control the temperature inside a container. Such temperature control approach allow the circulation of temperatures within this reefer container to fit with the temperature sensitive cargo. So the cargo has to be maintained at certain degrees so we can set the temperature inside this container, this reefer container, to meet such requirement. Example of temperature sensitive cargoes are agriculture products, meats, fruits, and food-based products such as ice cream, yogurts, and other products that required cold storage during the cargo movement from point A to point B. This is the 6th and final type of container which I shall discuss. The container looks very different. It looks very different from the rest of the container. This container does not have any side walls and the top is open. So it doesn't have any left and right walls and the top is totally open. However, this container only have a panel at the front and at the back. The dimension of this container is the same like any other standard containers. And this container could either be in 20 footers or 40 footer size. The name of this container is a flat rack. A flat rack usually will be used to load any cargoes that is out of gauge from the rest of the standard containers. The cargo might be quite bulky. It is not specifically could be loaded into any general purpose containers, but we can utilize a flat rack to load the cargoes by strapping the cargoes onto this flat rack. Usually this cargo is too large in its size, and because if it is too large, we cannot put it into any other GP or OT containers. As the container does not have any side wall, and the top is open, so the way we load is we put the cargoes onto the flat rack, and then we begin to strap up the cargoes, do the lashing to secure the cargoes on board of this flat rack. Wow, look at the time. We have come to the end of my video learning session. So let's recap what we have learned so far from this video learning session. Basically, in this video learning session, I've discussed about the different types of shipping containers. For the first type of shipping containers which I have discussed in this video learning session is the standard general purpose containers, or the GP. These GP containers is suitable for any kind of cargoes as long as we can load it inside the containers. Second, I have discussed about the open top containers. And open top, or I call it as OT, mostly does not have any ceiling on top of the container. The top is totally open, so we can load the cargoes through, put it on top of it inside the containers, because it doesn't have any shielding at all. The third kind of containers that I've discussed is the high cube. A high cube container, or the HC, I call it here as HC, is like any other general purpose container, except the height itself have an extra 1 feet. So HC container have an extra 1 feet compared to the GP. The fourth container that I have discussed with you guys is the ISO tank. Mostly ISO tank container is unique because it have a shape of a tank inside a container frame. The cargo that is suitable for this container is the liquid based cargo. The fifth container that I have discussed with you guys is the reefer. Mostly you can recognize a reefer because the color of this container is white. The reefer itself is only suitable for us to use it when we have a temperature sensitive cargoes. Cargoes like ice cream, meats, or fruits, which we need to keep in a low temperature, we should utilize the reefer. And the last type of container that I have discussed is the flat rack. How do we recognize a flat rack? Flat rack is simple. It doesn't have any side wall, and also the top is open. It doesn't have any side wall and nothing on the top. It just have two panels on each side of the containers. So what kind of cargo that is suitable for a flat rack? Mostly a flat rack is suitable for cargo that is out of gauge or a little bit big in size that could not be fit in a standard GP containers. So that's conclude my video classroom today on the topic shipping containers and introduction part 2. So if you like this video, please give a like downstairs at the like button. Click it. Well, that's it. My name is Muhammad Azamdin. I hope to see you again in my next video session where we shall discuss about the topic related to logistics, transportation and supply chain. Good luck, good speed, and goodbye.